All right, so huge concept in grappling is thinking about compression versus extension, right? And a lot of times when coaches teach things, they teach you one way to do it, which is great because they're trying to, give you a simple rule to follow. But in truth, typically both options can help. So if you look at it offensively, and I've got Cheyenne's back, and I'm finishing just like a standard rear naked choke. So the simplest way typically is to drop my elbow, drop my chin, pull my knees up to my chest, and drop into finish. That said, you'll see some famous examples where I'm here and I pull my heels back and extend to get the finish, right? So both options work. If we look at a guillotine, the way that I traditionally teach it is all about compression. So I'm here, I have my grip, and then I drop. So I connect and my shoulder drops and I compress. But same thing, even though compression is one option, you'll see guillotines where guys get here and then they lift and extend, right? There's pluses and minuses to compression versus extension. The same thing happens when you look defensively, right? So if Cheyenne's got me in just like a standard armbar position, one way to give myself space and time is to extend my arm and kind of pull the ball out of the socket on the joint, right? So if I'm here, now I can start finding space and getting to work defensively. But flip side, another thing that I can do defensively is shorten up my shoulder so my elbow can sneak down. When we're escaping the back and we're here, a lot of what we're going to be taught day one defensively is that we want to get our elbows in and our shoulders down and our chin tucked. And then we want to dig and fight and scrape in this little ball and slide away. But a lot can be accomplished when I'm here and I tighten everything in. I make my shoulders easier to control in a lot of ways. So another option is, instead of ducking everything down and fighting to keep this chin tucked, extend up high, raise this arm, and walk. Right? Now my opponent tries to finish any kind of choke. I'm already too wiggly. I've made myself available to move. Same thing when we're talking about side control, right? The simple way that we're taught to handle this defensively, and this is like a natural human mechanism, is to kind of ball up and make yourself like an egg with this knee elbow position. So we're here. And this is great because I'm denying control. And I can move on the inside. But there's a lot of defense that we can accomplish by extending our arm away. When I open my body up and make myself longer and wider, now my opponent has more distance to cover defensively. Right? As Cheyenne tries to reach out and get this underhook all the way out to my elbow, that's where my movement can start, right? And then I get on the choke, and the choke could finish with compression, or the choke could finish with extension. So we go from compressing to extending. Fundamental defensive postures, right, is to close everything up. But what else do we like to do as humans when we're on the feet? If I haven't trained, then typically what I'm going to do is, rather than compress, an untrained response is to extend, chin up, get my head as far away from danger as possible. And we can still do that in a technical way just by keeping our range and leaning out of the way, right? You'll see taller fighters pull back away from punches all the time. So compression versus extension, we can look at that anywhere in fighting as an option for how to change our body posture and get different results.